Hey comic book fans, I'm back from the comic shop again this week with 8 comics, all from my pull list. One, well, it wasn't shorted at my shop, but all the copies came in damaged of Savage Strange Tales 178, the first Starlin Jim Warlock facsimile edition that's out this week. So I'm going to have to wait till he gets the undamaged copies in for that one. So that was a little disappointing. Not that I don't have it reprinted elsewhere. I don't know. But I like those facsimiles. But here are my 2 top of the printer covers. Of course, we've got Crazy #1, a battered, beat up copy with Marie Severin art on it. Marvel's parody book, which I haven't looked at this in years. I never found these Marvel parody books very funny, even when I read them as a kid. I only read some of them as a kid. They were a little bit before my time. But nice cover. That's cool. And this is a black and white series from the late 90s. And this one's a friend of a friend did this. Let's see, what was his name? Garrett something. I don't know his last name. But Dave Sharp, who was a letterer, worked in the Marvel bullpen with me and is still out there lettering books, including some Bad Idea stuff. Garrett Berner. Garrett Berner was a friend of Dave Sharp's, he used to say, "Oh, Garrett and I did this," or "Garrett and I did that" over the years when we were, just chatting in the bullpen. So he said, "Oh, my friend Garrett's coming out with a book." I was like, "Oh, cool!" Put it on my pull list and had fun. 1998, May 1998. So a lot of years ago, came out with his own book, and I haven't read it since then. I remember it's like Lost Stories was something about this kid in the background going through, like, I don't know, he was on adventures sort of thing. And I have only a vague memory of it, but I remember enjoying it, and that was a nice cover to look at all week. So Crazy and Lost Stories it was. Now let's see what comics I got. No comic shop news this week. What's the Furthest Place from Here, issue 12. There have been a lot of building covers for this, haven't there? This series is kind of losing them. Is this a different artist, or we get the same artist? No, Tyler Boss and Matthew Rosenberg storytelling. This series is losing a little momentum with me, only in that in the beginning it was strange and mysterious. Now it's just kind of the same stuff is going on. So it's now familiar, and I guess it's still mysterious, but since they've given us nothing about the mystery, it's a little weird. But I'm still on my pull list. I'm not dropping it, so we'll see where I enjoy each individual issue, but overall I don't know if it's going anywhere, if it's saying anything, or is it just these kids having strange, unexplainable adventures every month. Plush number 6 is this? This might be the last issue. Because I think these guys have been doing 6-issue miniseries. Ooh, that's good and bloody. Spoiler alert, whoever that guy was. I don't remember. This is about the killer cannibal plushies versus the corrupt small town sheriff's station. So it's been fun. These 2 guys. Oh, I guess that's a wraparound cover. Look at that. Little things on the back. It's been a fun series. I enjoyed Vinyl, the series before this that these guys did. We'll see what they come up with next. Oh, look at this. Local Man, issue number 3, with the half torn off cover, it looks like. Oh, and there's the flip side cover. There's usually a backup story that's about Local Man done as a 90s Image comic. Because Local Man, what is it? Oh, all of a sudden I forgot his superhero name. He's a disgraced superhero who has to go back to his own hometown because the super team he was on kicked him off the super team and has some sort of rights over him in lawsuits that says he can't go out and do any superheroing, which is why he's in this funny mask that ski mask right there, because he's not allowed to do anything. But there's some mystery he's trying to solve. I forget what it was. But I think it turned out he had an affair with the leader of the super team's wife. That's what got him disgraced. I enjoyed the first 2 issues. I'm sure I'll enjoy the third one. And this one's pretty thick. Thicker than usual, I think. Oh, that's because I got 2 comics here. No wonder it's thicker than usual. Another comic was behind it. This is Image Anthology, celebrating the 30th anniversary. Issue 12 of 12. This is the fun. I have to say, overall, I give this anthology like a C+ at best. It just hasn't been that good an anthology. It's been okay. There have been some high spots, but overall, I'd say I only liked... I would say in any given anthology I read, if I like 75% of it, it's a really good anthology. This is probably down around 50%, maybe even lower. I don't know. The best part of every issue is the Dean Haspiel one-pager in the back. There's also a Scotty Young... There's always a Scotty Young double-page spread, which... It seems like he's just filling up 2 pages. He doesn't always have ideas to fill up 2 pages, so that's a little annoying. Science Dog. That's who that is. I think that's an old Kirkman character or somebody. Let's see who does. Yeah, Kirkman and Corey Walker do Science Dog, and a couple of them have been running through the whole thing. The Blizzard by Jeff Johns and Andrea Muti and Rob Lee has been running through the whole thing, and it's just okay. Let's see what else we have. The one that was on the back. Grimm, issue number 10 we're up to. And this one's been chugging along. Stephanie Phillips, Flaviano, Enrico Renzi. It's been a good, all sorts of, politics of hell story. Uh-oh, he's getting eaten by a tiger. And there was a whole bunch of Grim Reapers. And one of them, our main character, is this woman here who's a Grim Reaper, and something happened to her. She got a Grim Reaper scythe stolen and had to go back to Earth. And then this and that, and found out she was Death's daughter or something, and now she's supposed to take over hell, or maybe not. She doesn't want to take over hell. One of those complicated afterlife stories. But it's been pretty interesting. I've liked the art. Then we've got the latest Cerebus in Hell. Not Marvel Comics, New Varks. I actually... The last issue of Cerebus in Hell, what was it? It was the Roe vs. Wade one, which I was like, ooh, I don't know how good that one's going to be. I ended up liking it because the whole issue was about Cerebus and the Whore of Babylon, his wife, avoiding making Roe vs. Wade comments. So that was a little strange one, but it's all these Cerebus comic strips. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Last issue was good, like a couple issues before. I was like, ooh, this is brutally not good. But we'll see how this one is. Looks like lots of Jack Kirby New Gods jokes. But this one, let's see, it's always numbered. This one was copy 894 of 1344. Not a big print run. Usually the more popular the cover it's parodying, the bigger the print run. 1344 is not a big print run. I think the biggest print runs on this are about twice that. They're around 2,800. Ooh, Travis Charest doing the 3rd issue of Ambassadors with Mark Miller writing. This has been coming out every 2 weeks. I haven't seen any of his art in a long time. Different person doing each issue. It's one of these high concept things where some woman invented superpowers scientifically and now is giving out superpowers to the 6 most deserving people on Earth. It's been okay. It's the art that I've liked mostly. The story has been like, all right. Think of what you think a writer would write with that story, and that's what he wrote. Then what else do we have? Miss Meow, issue number 8. This one's been fun. Looks like a 90s-ish cover. Cover by Jeffrey Edwards and Ezekiel Dominguez. I called this one The Boys Light because it's all these superheroes, but they're really, what are they, super mercenaries, I think it says in here, with different groups, and they have public personas and da-da-da, and bicker between each other, but not nearly as violent and edgy as The Boys. But there's some, it's been well done. It's been a solid superhero book. I don't know if it's continuing or mini, but they're up to issue 8. We'll have to see. Then finally, what's that? Oh, little speck on my issue of Love and Rockets. Issue number 13, volume 4 is this? There's the Jaime cover. There's the Beto back cover. This was out last week, but, well, it wasn't that it didn't, my comic shop wasn't shorted. He just didn't bring it. As my comic shop owner he has something where he has the comics delivered to his house the day before rather than the store. So he can organize them all at his house and then bring them in for Wednesday morning. Only for some reason last week he left Love and Rockets at home. It didn't get in the truck. But Love and Rockets is Love and Rockets. If you don't know about it by now, I'm not sure what I can say will convince you. And looks like there's always 2 covers to Love and Rockets. So I think there's one that's available on the website. What does it say? Variant edition. In addition to the regular edition, don't miss this exclusive variant cover, limited to 400 copies, available at Fantagraphics.com. So I guess you can, if you want the variant cover. And the variant cover is usually the opposite, like they flop every issue between Jaime getting a cover and then Beto gets the cover next issue and back issue too. So in the variant cover, if like Jaime did the cover to this one, it looks like Beto does the cover to the variant one, and then Jaime's got the back cover on the variant. Some nice covers. They always do such great work. All right, let me show you. What do I have back here? Oh, 183. This is the one I did. Another face one. I just started drawing some new ones, and there's more figures in them than faces, I think, this next time. There were the 2... Oh, no, that's an older one. That's 180. There was 2 face ones, I think, at 182 and 181. But here's 183. Just finished this. Pretty wild-looking thing. I don't know, is her head in a machine? Is that her hat? What are those spiky things coming down from the top? What kind of crazy dream is this? I do not know. Sometimes I draw things and I'm like, what are they? Good question. I just finished penciling 187, I think it was, yesterday. So I'm coming up on 200. Don't know what I'm going to do when I come up to my 200th one of those, but the number's coming up. All right, so there you go. Some comic books, some artwork, and you guys have a good week out there.